Hey everyone, Samantha Pointer here, the technology organizing guru at Get It Together, and it is time for another tech chat back on our regular day of Tuesday. So today we're going to be talking about 7 ways to automate your email marketing. So email marketing is an area of marketing which automation is completely essential. You really can't do this on your own effectively unless you want to be seen as spam almost immediately. And you just can't send out that sheer amount of volume to your clients if you don't if you're not marketing, if you're not using email marketing tools. So that's why I want to talk about 7 ways that you can automate your email. So the first way is, hey Grace, how you doing? So the first way is to offer something valuable. So that is your freebie to get people onto your email list. And I say that your freebie should be something just as valuable as your paid product, because if you have a crappy freebie and people get that, they're gonna say, well, if this is what they give away for free, why would I pay, you know? Like, so you want your freebie to be really your best material that people can get, not giving away the whole farm, but it should be something very valuable that people can take actionable steps on and that leaves them hungry for more. I've heard it said that your freebie is like the hors d'oeuvre. And then, of course, your services are the main course. So I love that analogy. When you think of it that way, it's kind of easier to come up with your freebie that leads them to the next steps of working with you. Okay. The next thing is you want to test your messages. I always test my messages. I make sure you are on your own list. I test my messages mainly because I want to see how it's going to come out, how it's going to look. Most messages, email marketing platforms can test and make sure that it's not going to end up in spam. So I use ActiveCampaign, and before I send out anything, I get a page that says, hey Kelly, I get a page that says, that rates it, whether it's going to be okay and I'll have no problems with my message going to spam, or I'll get a message that tells me, oh, maybe your title added so many points where it's more likely you'll go into the spam and you'll want to go back and tweak that. So that's built into what I use, which is ActiveCampaign. But most email marketing platforms have that capability to check to make sure you don't go into spam. You might also see if what you're using checks your headlines to make sure that they're okay. I know most spam filters don't really like a lot of punctuation, and there are certain words that'll automatically get you put into spam. So those are the type of things you want to check out when you're using your email marketing thing. And then the marketing automation system. And when I say be on your list, make sure that you also test. So I send a test because it also tells me, hey, you can send this to whatever email to make sure that the copy and your email looks the way you're wanting it to look. Because just because you use a what you see is what you get drag and drop email builder, that doesn't mean that's how it's going to look when it ends up in your in the people's email inbox. So I use an email address. I use my Hotmail email address, and I use a Gmail address too, and they usually look completely different on those 2 platforms. So where things might look really nice, in one platform, in another, like Gmail, usually in Outlook, things are really nicely look really nice, and then sometimes in Gmail the formatting gets off. So that's when I have to go back and make sure that I haven't put something extra that kind of threw that off. So you want to make sure you're testing on different platforms too. I can't tell you how many times I've had to go back because something was missing. And when you test, you can also read through it to make sure, you know, your grammar is cool, that you didn't misspell something, or that you didn't put a wrong link. Okay, the next thing is send messages consistently, but not compulsively. So you want to send messages enough to your list that they remember you, but not to the point where you're getting on their nerves. Because when you start to get on, hey Valerie, when you start to get on people's nerves, then they start reporting your email as spam, and that can rack up to where you have enough complaints. Even though these people might unsubscribe, they've still reported you as spam. You'll get enough complaints where then your messages don't really reach the people like it would. So you automatically start going into the spam filter, even though you might not have any wording or anything that would have triggered that. And of course you would know that. So be consistent. Find a nice balance between sending enough for you to be remembered, and but a little less than being an annoyance, because you want people, too few people, they'll forget you. And I know I used to send out a weekly newsletter. Now I've gone to monthly, but I do send out something weekly, usually to my list, to let them know, hey, my tech chat's coming up, or I have this deal coming up. So that, or if I find something interesting, then I might share that, but I'm not emailing them daily. That might be too much. Now, if that is your business model and your tribe expects to hear from you daily, that's something totally different. But again, you have to go back to knowing your tribe and what they are wanting. I know my people don't want to hear from me every single day. The next thing is to personalize your email. We're on number 4, personalize your email. So people like seeing their own names. I know I'm more likely to open up an email that says my name in the top or somewhere, you know, because it feels like it was personally written to me. Even though you're writing to a ton of people, you want to come off as this is a personal conversation between me and you. So most email programs have this feature where you can drop in first name or last name or both names. That's why it's so important when you're collecting emails and building your list that you at least get people's first names, so you can use that personalization feature. Okay, so personalize it. When you're writing your emails, you're writing to them like you're sitting across the table talking to them, letting them know what's going on, or letting them know how best you can serve them. So personalize it. And a little trick is to use their name more than once. So you might use their name when you're saying, hey, blah, 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 and you go through your spiel or whatever you're sharing, and then before you close, drop in their name again. So blah, blah, and go on with the rest of your email and close. So that's a great way to use personalization in your emails. Number 5 is to offer contact info. So there's really no way around this. In your email programs, you have to provide your mailing address at least at the bottom, so people can, you know how to get in contact with you or that nature. But when I say provide contact information, I mean leave a way for people to get in touch with you, to connect with you. And that doesn't always have to be your phone number, because the more people you have, you don't want people bombarding your phone. So have other ways for people to connect with you, whether that is through your social media channels. Like I usually tell people to connect with me on my Facebook page or in Messenger. If they have any questions. I also, sometimes ask them to reply back to the email, and I read all my emails. So those are type of contact information. You don't want to leave it where people are hunting to find out how can I learn more, how can I do more. It's kind of like a call to action, but this call to action is for them to connect with you. So at the very least, make sure you include some type of social media handle that they can contact you on. And other than that, you would want to leave, like, either tell them to reply to the email, or you can have them contact your office, or, you know, something of that nature, or drive them back to your website where they can get in touch with you on your contact form. So that's number 5. Number 6 is you're going to want to clean up your email regularly. So I do this to make sure that people are legit who are on my list, because most email programs that you use, you are paying by the person. So I don't want 20, 30 people who have no interest in what I do, or who are just spammers who have somehow gotten onto my list, to be taking up valuable space for people who really want to be there and really want what I'm offering them, or really want the information that I'm giving them. So you routinely need to go in and check out some of the people. Like if I see an influx of people signing up, that always alerts me to go in and see where they're coming from and what did they opt into. And if I see it's not attached to any list, or that they haven't downloaded anything, then I remove them from my list. And you're going to have to do that on a regular basis, because you want a clean list. Because again, the more people you have on your list who really aren't interested in what you have to say, or are spammers, those are the people who start reporting you as spam. And then again, that goes back to your message is not reaching the people it needs to reach, because you're sitting in the spam box. So you want to get those people off of your list as soon as possible. And the more you build in a routine of going through, whether that's monthly or quarterly, going through your email list and making sure people are really on there because they want the information you have, or if they're just sitting on there, just wasted space because they signed up for something and they were only interested in that one thing, but not in anything else you have to offer. So go in there and look at that. Now, again, I use ActiveCampaign, and in ActiveCampaign, I have an automation set up where it automatically takes people off my list to request something, but never open an email, or after a certain amount of time, never open up any of my newsletters or anything like that. It automatically removes them for me. So I have that automation set up within ActiveCampaign. So again, build that into your schedule and make sure that you are regularly cleaning your list and making sure that it's only full of people who really want what you have to offer and who are interested in the information that you're providing. Now, the last one, number 7, is monitor your results. So if you're not checking, if you're not looking at the data or the analytics, you're not going to know if what you're putting out there is even effective, if it's what the people want, even if it's the best days to send out your newsletter. So again, I use ActiveCampaign, and in ActiveCampaign, I can look at reports that tell me how many opens I had, how was the subject line, did people respond to that? I even found out the best day to send my newsletter based on how the open rates of when people more likely opened it. So that is great information. So now I know, okay, on this certain day is when I need to send my newsletter, because on the other days, people weren't really opening it on that day for whatever reason. So that's why monitoring what you're doing is very important, and monitoring, running those reports, looking at the data, even if you don't like, you're not analytical or anything like that, you're still going to need to run reports and either hire someone to interpret it for you or learn how to do it, so you won't be wasting time and energy putting out information that nobody is interested in. Okay, so that's what you need to automate those are the 7 ways to automate your email marketing. The more you automate, especially when it comes to email marketing, the more time you have to get back to doing what you do best, which is serving your clients, and you're not stuck doing all this stuff manually or running and chasing people down. So the 7 things I talked about was offering something of value, testing your message, sending messages consistently but not compulsively, personalizing your emails, offering contact information, cleaning up regularly, and monitoring your results. So with those 7 ways, you can have an effective email marketing plan in your business. So that is all I have for today. I just finished up all this month. We're going to be talking about marketing automation, and I just finished my new report, 21 Ways to Automate Your Marketing. So if you'd like to grab that report, you can go to bit.ly/automate marketing 21. I will drop it into the comment section, but grab that report. It not only talks about different ways to utilize marketing when it comes to email, but there's tips for social media for your content. It's just a lot of actionable steps that you can take right now in your business, and it's free. So again, that's bit.ly/automate marketing. And I will be back next Tuesday at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Central Standard Time for another tech chat. Again, we are going to be talking more about marketing automation. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them into the comment section. If you have any questions about what I talked about today, drop it into the comment section. I would be happy to answer them for you. I read every comment, so even days later. So if you're watching this on replay, I'll be happy to answer that question too. So if there isn't any questions, again, make sure you grab that report, 21 Ways to Automate Your Marketing. Make sure you join me every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time for another tech chat. And if you have any questions between now and then, drop them in a comment and I'll be happy to answer them. Y'all have a great rest of the night. Bye.